it foggy outside. All the planes have been grounded. Ain't the fire inside? Let's all go stand around it. Funny, I've been there, and you've been here. We ain't had no time to drink that beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sandman podcast. I am your host, Brian W. Tosh, joined as always by our resident hack checker, Oliver Fullington.
Yo.
Our producer and co-host, El Hilo del Hack, Tyler Fullington. And the man whose stories got stories, the hardcore icon. He's got 99 problems, but bananas ain't one. The Sandman. Hack, how the hell's it going today?
Dude, today's, these holidays are like stupid.
What?
I don't, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Valentine's Day, they're all just freaking stupid to me. Memorial
Why, did you forget what day of the week it is?
No, it's not that. It's kind of like, listen, to me, it's like, there's, you guys know me, I don't celebrate my birthday, don't celebrate Father's Day, freaking, every day should be freaking Father's Day, the way I take care of my boys. You know what I'm saying? And every day, it's like if you're memorializing somebody that's died in a war or something like that, that's something that's very personal that goes on. I'm not so sure that we need. I don't know. It's just another day for a vacation day to me. So.
You think we should be honoring our veterans every single day? And you think you should be, as a father, honored every day? If you love
mothers, more fathers, mothers, fucking absolutely. Kids should be on their hands and knees.
Okay.
Freaking bound to their mothers.
I just wanted to clarify before anything got aggregated about you not honoring veterans.
Sandman hates veterans.
Yeah. We know how those aggregator sites like to be.
I just think every day you should think about the people that died for our country. When I'm watching the news, I think about it all the time.
Absolutely. The sacrifice that all the veterans make.
And it pisses me off, too, that we don't even take care of them as good as we should.
No, we don't.
Trump, we won't get into that.
All right. Well, this past week, we were in New York with the Legion of Skanks podcast.
That was so much fun.
Oh, my God. What a great time it was. Shouts out to all the guys over at Legion of Skanks. They got a fantastic show, obviously, and really, really big following. And it was a great time to get to go up there and do that show and hang out there at the stand in New York. We had a great time going up there. My brother came out. You had your boy up there and his friend who was moving the trying to sell shoes, trying to get autographs and stuff.
Hey, you never knew who you were going to see in New York. You know, you got to keep your merchandise with you.
Yeah, that's right. Right. And Gunky came up with his girl.
Gunky!
And it was a great time. We literally took over their green room. In their green room before the show was just the Sandman crew, and it took up their entire green room.
Yeah, thank you guys for that. The hospitality was great.
Yeah, but I want people to understand how I walk, as soon as I get in there, all right, first of all, I'm a total idiot. I'm sure you guys told me it was like a comedy, podcast or whatever, but I didn't know that. I didn't know these guys were comedians, so we get down there at first, and we're sitting out by where we were shooting the show, and I'm like, damn, this reminds me of one of those old school comedy clubs. And then the other guys that everybody pitched in and said, yes, anybody who's been in comedy has been through that room.
Yeah, Chappelle.
So
everybody.
All of them. Cat Williams, everybody. And then that was so cool about the green room. Dude, the green room's literally the size of an extra large bathroom. It ain't that big, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we dominated.
And it had 70s wallpaper on the thing, like old school, like
it was like retro. It was great.
Yeah. I got a great.
You walk through the kitchen to get back in there.
Yeah, we felt like Goodfellas. I got a picture of you chilling in the green room, Hack, that I got to put up on our social media. It was great. You're just pondering. You're soaking it all in there. You're probably feeling a little bit of the 99 bananas and maybe a joint or so.
I don't think I started. Oh yeah, I did probably start thinking about that.
You definitely.
You did. Believe me. Yeah. But we've been getting a ton of great feedback from that show, and I think their fans and their audience really loved your appearance. I know Zach on there, who was the other comedian on there, he had a great time as well, and big wrestling fans, all those guys. So they had a blast doing the show, and it was funny because about like 20, 25 minutes into the show, you kept complaining about how long everything was going. You were doing
Just have fun.
It's just who you are. And their producer came over to me and he was like really worried. And he was like, does Sandman know how long the show is? And I was like, yeah, just roll with him, man. He's fine. He's fucking with those guys. They don't know. That you were working. It was kind of funny to watch you out there in front of a comedy club.
Well, and the thing is, all right, this is how stupid I am. So we get all four of us, me, Ali, Tosh, fucking Ty, we get in the car, and I'm like, God damn, those guys were all funny. I couldn't believe how funny those guys were. And Ty's like, you idiot, it's a fucking comedy podcast. I'm like, oh, now that makes sense.
Yeah, and like they're all going.
Swear to God, I was just going with anything.
They're all going over all their dates that they have coming up, and you were bewildered. You were like, "Wait, you guys are all touring by yourselves?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're all big comedians." Like, you had no idea.
No, I did.
None. And the other thing too is they set you up with just a beautiful softball right down the middle of the plate to plug our podcast. And you don't even know the name of the show. I think it was Luis who called you out for it. That in fact you don't even know the name of your own podcast.
And I'm like, dude, it's your name and podcast. How difficult is that to plug the damn show?
I know.
We need to just get him an index card. Like,
do.
Or get it like tattooed on my forearm right here.
Yeah, the Sandman on the promo with the wrist.
Yes.
Like, do something. Yeah, the Sandman podcast. Available. All podcasts are located.
I know. It just tells you people how clueless I am, dude. I'm not retarded. I don't even know if I should use that word, but I pretty much don't pay attention to a lot of the shit that's said to me.
I know.
It's in what my brain goes. So my brain's on like a 4 to 6 second increment of something new, something new, something new.
But you're also not interested in like selling, like promoting. Like you promote yourself by being yourself, and like that's kind of
Yes, I have a hard problem promoting myself.
I know. It's like you should have a way bigger social media following than you do, but you've had a bunch of Twitters and Instagrams over the years. You don't even care. You don't, like, some people would care about their follower count or whatever. You don't care at all. It's
Dude, I'm sorry, I can't care about people that I don't even know about. Like, I don't know, just that whole, like, world where people are like, ooh, let me put this out here and I'll get some likes. Let me do this. I'll get a new person to follow me or something like that. It's like,
It's just not how your brain works.
My brain
just
don't
not-
work like that.
you could care less. It's great. It makes
I don't know.
Yeah, but that was such a blast. If you guys haven't had the chance to check it out, absolutely check out Legion of Skanks.
Yeah, it was a funny show, man. I had a great time.
I was laughing the whole time. I mean,
sure.
we like hack stories. We know hack stories. We know hack, but those guys are funny as hell and really, really delivered. And they got a great show. So definitely check it out.
I like the one. Who was the one guy that was drinking the double shots?
Big J, I think, was.
Yeah, not the guy to my right. It'd be the next guy to his right.
Jay Okerson.
Yeah. He had like 5 double shots set up before the show even started.
He's a Philly guy too.
He is?
Yeah.
He had some good one-liners in there.
He
And
did a
everything.
lot about Raven and you and stuff. Yeah, he had some really
Well,
fun
they
stuff
were
on the
all freaking fun. I mean, not as funny as me.
Okay.
Clearly, yeah,
Don't
clearly.
get started. We shouldn't have even talked about those.
Because I don't ever try to be funny. I don't know if you're a comedian, do you try and be funny in a situation like that, or does it just like
I think it's more
comes
natural.
out of your
I think it
mouth?
just
I
comes
think it's
out.
It
how
just
your brain
comes
works.
out, right?
I think it
Yeah.
does.
Boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not tryhards. They're
Yeah.
naturals with it.
You should know when you're with me all the time. It's just like,
This week on the
Ty
show,
is funny.
this week on the show, we watched WWE's Saturday night's main event from 5/24/25. This was on NBC. It's part of their specials to bring back Saturday night's main event, and it was live from Tampa, Florida. And one of the things I really like about this show that they've been doing with the Saturday night's main event, it just has a different feel from like their regular presentation, like the entrance ramp. It's a little scaled down and scaled back. I kind of like the feel of it, and also when they bring it back to like Joe Tess and Jesse Ventura, just kind of like I just like the presentation of it overall as like a show.
if I'm going to be honest, I can totally deal without Ventura.
Oh, we'll get to him in the cage match.
He's just,
I don't drink coffee.
I love Jesse.
It might. I mean, dude, I usually do too, but I don't know if it was just that night in particular. But he was. I don't know. He was all over the place.
He
And
was.
He was like, yeah.
One of the reasons I like him
Dude,
is
he's
that
109 years old, and who knows how many years of steroids were in him. Dude, those steroids will manipulate your body freaking way faster than an average age would.
I totally agree, Heck. But one of the reasons I like Jesse Ty is that WWE is so fucking overproduced, and everybody is following along to like a scripted, and Jesse's like an outlier, like shakes it up because he's saying things that they don't know what he's going to say, whereas like most of the other announcers are part of their regular scripting.
I agree.
So I love the fact that he's different in their universe, even if he's not giving great commentary that puts over the wrestling. And I just like it because it's different.
I just think it's a little like outdated. Clear,
It is. He doesn't know what false finishes are in 2025.
Right.
Literally.
Literally.
Or the gimmicks of the matches.
Yeah, some of the stuff he said, I'm like, huh?
Well,
like,
he even I'll get into it more with the cage match, but he even contradicted things like Michael Cole said like minutes before he was saying them. Like
Right,
Michael Cole
right.
talked about how there was cage matches in between like Hulk Hogan and Big Boss Man, and then Jesse Ventura like a minute later was like, NBC wouldn't allow a cage match in the 80s, and it's like, you ran cage matches in the 80s, Jesse, you just don't remember, or you weren't listening then. I don't know, but
I don't know. Jesse's got a lot of me in him. That sounds. You know what I'm saying? Just shit blows by my head, and then I'll come up with it like it was my own idea like 3 minutes later.
like, yeah, heck, they were comedians, kind of like that.
Yeah. The show started off with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker taking on CM Punk and Sami Zayn. There was a giant brawl to start this match, and then there was a bulldog onto
Which didn't understand what took him so long to ring the bell. Did you notice the bell didn't get rung until they had done shit for like a minute or two, and then they got into the ring, and then the bell finally rang.
Because the match didn't officially start yet. When that happens, they go to the outside or whatever, and like they do all that. It's that thing that they do, and then like once they get in the ring, it's like, okay, now we can start. Like,
okay. So,
it's just one of those things that they do.
There was the bulldog on the announcer table, and then we took a commercial break right away. And then Sammy was in getting worked over. Punk got a hot tag. He was cleaning house. I thought that was really good hot. And then he was hitting Seth with the neck breaker, and there was a code red. And then Punk hit his elbow drop. He went for a go to sleep.
That is the sloppiest elbow drop. It's just didn't he stiff the? Was that the one where he stiffed the shit out of the dude, or was that? There was another elbow drop in that show. That was.
It wasn't that. I don't think it was that one.
Yeah.
Sloppier than your leg drop.
With the other opposite.
It's hard to get a slap. Like, dude, that's just ball of spaghetti and fucking some a meatball fucking just jumping off the top rope. My shit's everywhere.
Sammy hit a dive on the outside, and then there was another commercial break, and then back in the ring, Punk and Seth were clotheslining each other. There was a double down, and then Sammy hit a tornado DDT, and then Seth tripped him up to stop the kick, and then Heyman tripped him up, and then Bronson Reed hit the ring out of nowhere, took out Punk on the outside through the barricade, and then Braun finished Sammy with a spear. I thought that this was a really fun TV match with a lot of really, really over guys. And then afterwards, they kind of like immediately gave it away. I don't know if it was McAfee, the announcer, or one of the announcers was like, "Oh, Bronson Reed must be with him," but then they teased it with Rollins and Heyman before they finally accepted him, right. And then he joined them. So now you have Bronson Reed joining Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman. You get an additional guy in the stable that they're building. I liked it a lot for what it was. It was just a basic TV tag, more so an angle than anything else. But it was fun, and the crowd was super into it, and they're super, super over. I didn't like the fact that it overlaps a little bit with what they did with Jeff Cobb, debuting him on the pay-per-view. It's kind of a very similar finish to that, of what they did with that four-way. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'm going to go 3 stars for it. Ollie?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, fun match. I mean, everybody's super over, so everybody's going to get pops for their spots. The biggest surprise to me in the match, I mean, obviously, Bronson Reed, I did not see them go in that direction.
Me neither.
I mean, I didn't know who, like, I guess I had in mind, but that was definitely a turn that I was like, all right, let's see where this goes. Because you got like 2 big strong guys in there now, which is usually only normally 1. So we'll see where they go and if they add somebody else or not. But I mean, overall, it's a fun match.
I like it too, Ollie, because when you go babyface with Braun Breaker down the road, because if you say like that, if you ultimately say that's the goal of the stable, him feuding with Bronson Reed and doing big power moves to him is going to get a giant reaction, whether it's a year, 18 months, 6 months from now, whenever they do eventually blow up there. So I totally agree. I think it's a really good fit.
But overall star rating on the match, I'll go like 2.75.
Okay. Hack.
Yeah, I'm gonna surprise you here, boys. It was a match. You know
Yeah,
what I
it was
mean?
like a
It was
TV
a match. You know, that's just how I feel. Freaking, I felt empty at the end of it.
Really? Even with the debut?
I thought, I don't know. I thought it could have been a lot better. I give it like a 2.
2. And do you like Bronson Reed in this stable with Heyman and Rollins? And no? You don't like Bronson?
No.
Okay, you're not.
Why? All right, I can say yes that business-wise, I see why they did it. You know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, to me, I think it's a little. Are they? Well, it really goes. It's really where they're going to go in the next couple weeks with it. I mean, this is a strong-ass group right here. You know what I mean? Are they going to be the next Samoan group in the company? Do you think that's what they're building this for?
I think it's going to be like Paul Heyman's like modern day Dangerous Alliance. Like I think they're building it up to be a big stable.
All right, so yeah, if that goes through, but it just seems to me like right now that I'm not sure that they know where it's going. To me,
Okay, Ty.
I really liked the match. For a tag team match for those guys that they were in there, I thought their timing was really good. I thought they didn't go too long.
It was only 13 minutes.
Yeah, which they could have.
seem longer.
You know, and everything like that. Their timing was good. I don't love Breakker in this situation, or maybe I'm just like trying to wait and see, because you gave Breakker this like skyrocket up his ass, and then you put him in a faction with Seth Rollins. Like, I think like it's so hard for Breakker to get over with Rollins, like, because if you noticed, they obviously they're a faction now, but Breakker doesn't get his own entrance now. It's now Seth and Seth's song that the whole crowd's singing, and you know, where does that leave Breakker? And like with Punk and Sammy, I know they're not a faction, but they had separate entrances. I just don't see why you skyrocketed Braun and then put him in a faction, and now he's coming out with, you know, Seth's song and they're singing everything, and now Breakker's kind of like back down here. It may change, and it may change my mind with like the booking and stuff that they do, but I don't necessarily like. Now Bronson Reed, totally get. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't really understand the Breakker part of it after you just shot him to the moon, and then, you know, you're putting him pretty much under Seth. So, but as far as the match was, it was like 3.5 for me. But I'm just interested to see like where they go with that, because I feel like you're putting Braun down. You know,
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Ty said it better than I tried to just say it. It's like, dude, you're pushing Bronson through the freaking roof as a singles. The next thing you know, you're going to stick him in somewhere else, and he doesn't even have an entrance music.
right. So
You know, to me, it's kind of like they realize that, hey, this kid ain't ready just yet.
or he's only got a seal, or that was only his ceiling. I don't know. I'm not going to put that cap on him because he's still so young, you know, clearly.
Right.
But like,
Right.
that's why I said I'm waiting to see where it goes, like, and how they, you know, utilize it. Now, like Bronson Reed, I don't think he will ever get as big as Breakker.
No, I think-
so he's fine. He's
He
the
might not get
enforcer.
ever bigger than he ever was before. The dude's been over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
tsunami.
You know what
The
I'm
tsunami's
saying?
hilarious.
I love
by
it.
the
I
way.
love tsunami,
Like, you don't
man.
even jump; it's just like falling
Falling
off the
right
top.
on him.
It's actually hilarious.
Punk sold that great too, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great sell. there.
Didn't Bronson Reed just do that to Seth like 2 months ago, like
That's a
6
great-
times?
Now
And now they're- which kind of felt a little weird to me, but I'm like,
Well, we're gonna get that explanation. I'm assuming next time we see them.
you think,
You know what
Maybe,
I'm saying?
or they're just it's wrestling and you never get it.
and
But
they're just hoping the fans forget about
that's a
it.
great call out though. That was
That's
that was
kind of how the business is. You
It's
just
wrestling.
forget about it. Let's put something else in there.
But to your point, though, Ollie, yes, that was probably Bronson Reed. Besides the War Games match, like that was probably
biggest-
his biggest moment in WWE yet was against
It was a really good
Rollins.
match.
It was, and it was epic, but I think it was kind of like maybe that was part of the angle where it's like, oh shit, he's going to lay out Rollins here. No, he's with him. So now
I don't think that they forecasted when that happened with those two. I don't think they knew what was going on.
Well, no, because Reed got hurt. So they clearly didn't have that in the. I'm assuming they didn't have that in the thing, but as soon as he got hurt and this whole thing came together, they were like, all right, let's do this
and
now.
Maybe tonight, hopefully we get to see them, and maybe it's Paul who has the explanation on why he went to Bronson Reed. He's like, listen, I know what happened however long ago, but I think this guy can really help us, so-and-so, and we'll see.
Yeah, we're recording this on Monday before Raw Memorial Day Monday, so if anything comes out on that Raw,
What do you mean before? It's not Sunday. Today's Monday.
But Raw's tonight.
We're recording it before Raw on Memorial Day Monday. So I'm just letting the audience out there that's listening to this know. Up next on the show was the women's U.S. title match between Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green. Oh my God. This is... I hate to bury performances because it's tough to be in a pro wrestler, right, Hack? And you've had some stinkers too. But man, this could... Huh?
Well, you guys saw my worst match ever.
What, November?
A couple of weeks ago, me and Shane Douglas. That was easily my worst match ever.
I've seen worse out of you, but this...
Wow! Tell me how you really feel, Todd. Jesus Christ.
This match...
Todd, remind me to fire him.
This match was so bad. This match was so bad. This match is among the worst matches of the year. I think it was...
A lot of gaffes.
Oh, so many.
The 619, huh?
The 619 was...
Oh, my God.
Hack's about to throw up right now.
And then she stiffed Chelsea Green after it and gave her a bloody nose.
No,
broke her nose, apparently.
not only do you botch the move, and look, botches happen in wrestling all the time. Things are going to happen out there. You're not going to hit everything crisp and clean, and I'm not trying to bury her. I think she's a good performer.
I tried a 619 once in the locker room, like back with Ray and the Mexican guys were...
How did you try it in the locker room without a ring?
I was gonna ask that.
No, we were at the ECW arena in the ring, and then the same day I wanted to see if these are the things that I thought I could do.
Okay.
One was shoot Van Dam into the corner, or no, you go to shoot Van Dam, he reverses it, then comes in and gives you that freaking leapfrog thing.
The leapfrog, okay.
And I wanted to try that to see if I could land on my feet doing it. First time landing on my feet. What was the next spot?
You're talking about 619?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I go to 619. I almost killed myself. Dude, I went to catch the ropes with my arms. I went through the ropes, hit the concrete. It was freaking horrible.
So it was more of a 911 than a 619.
Yeah, you can call 911.
Right, yeah, right.
And then the other spot was, imagine if the other guy's standing... if you're standing on the apron in the middle of the ropes and the other guy's standing right against you on the ropes on the inside, when you do that thing where you pull yourself down and you just slide under his legs and come out the other side, almost kill myself. I'm like, I can do these. It's like somebody must have fucking challenged me because I said I could do them. And then once I do the first one, well, the flip one's so easy. And I thought the 619 would be easy. Oh my God, I had the biggest ass fucking black mark underneath my arm the next day.
All right, so Zelina Vega, Hack out there can feel your pain. It's not in his repertoire. But I want to say, if the WWE Vault account is listening and you guys happen to be doing any recordings that day at the ECW arena, we would love to unearth the footage of Hack attempting a 619. God, that would be probably fucking amazing to watch.
Ray was there. Ray was on the ground cracking up, dude.
This match,
dude, I can do this.
This match absolutely sucked, man. I felt bad for
the
them.
only thing I have to say about this match is Chelsea Green's awesome.
She is awesome. I like her, and she kept her composure even after the blown spot. And they went right to the finish, which was a code red that took way, way too long. You could tell, like, even after the 619, she was nervous still to do the code red off the top rope there. It was so bad.
Yeah.
This is a complete zero star for me. I like Zelina Vega, too. I think she has a great look. I think she's a great performer, but this wasn't
Yeah,
it.
she was out of her fucking
Just a bad
element.
night.
Just a bad night, and they probably had a tight window to hit, too. It's like, okay, you girls...
I mean, match was 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, and you're on TV too. So, like, I'll get to that later with the finish of the main event. Like, you have a hard out of 2-hour window to get all this stuff in. This match sucked. I'm sorry. Zero stars.
Oh, there's producers yelling in the freaking in the ears of the referees. Tell them to go the frick home now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have
'Cause-
hard times on TV
Yeah,
network.
and they're not used to that.
Yeah. So, Ali, I mean, do you give it a star?
No,
Yeah.
I can't, and
Yeah.
it's a shame.
Yeah.
But
Hack, anything for this match?
2.5 just for Chelsea.
Okay, 2.5 for Chelsea.
She deserves it.
She's one of your
Absolutely.
favorites.
That chick's great. She's I don't know, to me, she's like stepped it up in the last like 6 months.
so she hasn't really shown it yet, but she can go. Like, she can really, really work and like wrestle. And I know that's not like super like her character, but she can go.
Strength of opponent, I think, has a lot to do with her. Just like I think the chick in AEW, the CEO chick, I think strength of opponent has a lot to do with her matches. Also, I feel like Chelsea's in that same position.
Ty, anything
Yeah.
for this match?
Yeah, it's about a 1 for Chelsea alone. Just everything she does is not like every little step, every little blink, every little hair twist, every little facial, every little like there's no stone unturned with her in every single moment. She's doing amazing work right now. Not the finest moment, with that match, but I just wanted to give her props.
Yeah, that on a big stage like that too, they're probably kicking themselves, and it's like, what?
It happens.
It
Yeah,
happens.
it sucks, but it happens.
Next up on the show, Michael Cole. Oh, Hack has something here he's putting over.
Going back to the Becky
I
Lynch
don't
match.
get, like, to me, people on a big stage, dude, for me, the bigger the stage was, I feel the better I was. I could just like slow it down a little bit in my mind. Everybody wants to work faster when you're on a big stage. Terry Funk, Kevin Sullivan, no, dude. The bigger it is, the fucking less you got to do. You know what I mean? So
Makes
I
sense.
never got it that people could choke. You know what I mean? And it happens all the time, but it's just so easy. The crowd's there. It's a fucking pay-per-view. Keep it simple. Blah blah blah.
Well, I know, but do you think I'm not obviously comparing you to him, but like choking doesn't fathom in the mind of like a Tom Brady or like some people just have it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, my first pay-per-view, I told you, I go out there with Terry fucking Stevie Richards in the 3-way before the main event. I'm like, boys, let's go kill this place. Let's just go kill it.
Yeah.
Some people just have that.
No,
and, like, it's-
Terry was like, all right.
Yeah.
And I know what you're saying though, Hack, too. It's like you've done all the hard work to build up to this event, to get the people
This
there.
is what you want. This is I got goosebumps right now, even just saying this. Dude, how do you choke in a big situation?
And you've worked your whole career to get to
No,
those
you're
spots.
there.
Right.
You deserve to be there.
Right.
Dude, you fucking show up and show out.
Sometimes people have off nights, though. So, and this certainly was one for both of them. Up next on the show, Michael Cole put over that El Vikingo was there. The purchase of AAA, and they hyped up him and Chad Gable match coming up on that Worlds Collide show between NXT and AAA. I didn't have El Vikingo being on NBC on my wrestling bingo card in 2025, but there we are. It's cool.
I thought they could have done better. Well, all right, here, let's go over the numbers. So, they thought like Triple H was thinking there's like 283 million freaking Netflix homes, right? Their numbers aren't going up. Their numbers are like steady at like 4 to 5 million. Why aren't their numbers going up right now? What was the original thing?
I was talking about the fact they were hyping up El Vikingo and AAA.
Yeah, dude, they need to hype that more. They need to hype other shit more right there instead of, you know what I mean? That's why, like, them coming back to, I'd much rather them be in London, but I can't believe they're going back to Vegas again.
Well, they're going back to Vegas apparently because they did so well financially there. There's a lot of TKO executives who have their home there. It's close for them. They enjoyed the experience of Vegas. They know it. And
yeah, but when you're trying to grow your product right now, you're not growing your product right now. Having the business in freaking Vegas again.
I know what you're saying. If you want your audience,
It's 283 million homes. You got to reach all the rest of them, dude.
you have maxed out in America, the American audience,
and Europe.
and Europe. You need to work on South America,
India.
Africa, Asia.
India will be the most populated country by the year 2030. They'll have like 1.5 billion. China will have like 1.2 billion because they got this stupid policy where you can't have more than one kid right now. You know what I mean? So they need to concentrate on other markets. I don't know if we're seeing shit that, like, are they showing different, like, spots to India than they're showing here to us?
I'm unsure. I think the TV shows are mostly the same.
Like, I want to know. Like, they could have things separated for each country. There could be a South America, dude. South Africa. If they weren't having all the killings, they're killing all the white farmers there, which they should have because they took that country over 100 years ago.
Let's not get into part of that.
No, South Africa, dude.
I know.
If you know the history of it, so like apartheid and stuff, that's all happening. But that's a place that they need to be. South Africa is a place that they absolutely need to be.
Maybe they can purchase.
They're not growing at all.
Maybe they could purchase soft ground wrestling. Have you guys seen that? Have you guys seen soft? Hack, we got to show you some soft ground wrestling. These, I'm not sure where in Africa it is.
Oh, Ethiopia or something. I've seen some of that.
Oh my God, these guys are amazing. The work that they do, and
I've seen some
with no ring on the ground.
Well, they have a ring now.
They
Somebody
have a
sent
ring
them a ring
now.
now.
Yeah, they have a ring.
Oh, wait, I heard that. I know who
they
sent it to him, too. I've read the story, but I can't remember who sent it to him.
Oh man, it's
It was
really
a
cool.
wrestler.
Yeah,
It's
it
really,
was.
really cool.
And
The
I can't
wrestler
remember
sent
either.
him a fucking ring to work in. And that's great shit.
But Hack, I know what your point is though about like the stagnant growth on Netflix. You would have expected it to be a lot bigger, and in order to do so, you have to try to promote and also build up other stars that are outside of the like the continental
huge
U.S. and
Indian.
Europe.
Get that freaking huge Indian dude in
Well,
there.
do you think it's because so many people already had Netflix?
That's part of it too. I mean,
Like, how much of your growth? How many new people? Like, Netflix is huge.
yeah,
I know, but
Like,
that doesn't matter to
huge,
new
huge.
people. It matters that they whatever people they have if they're watching it.
I also think wrestling
Is
at the
that
end of the
live?
Oh no, I can't imagine. Well, because if you're doing a show in America live, it ain't nowhere near live anywhere else.
Yeah.
Unless you're watching it in Japan.
I was just asking if your numbers
in Japan,
were
you'd
saying,
be watching it at 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning. You know what I mean? Saudi Arabia, they start that shit at 1 in the afternoon. They don't start that shit at like 6 or 7 at night. So they're seeing, if we do shit in America, they're not seeing it in our time frame.
I also think wrestling, and we love wrestling. It does have a limited, cap on the how popular it could actually be.
Yeah, I know, but 283 million homes, I think you would have grown the littlest bit, at least, in the last 2 months.
You think there should be more?
They haven't grown at all.
You think there should be more conversion rate?
Ad revenue has gone down.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe. Yeah, look, I don't know. We'll see. Up next on the show was the match between John Cena and Ron Cena, R-Truth.
Ron Cena.
Dude, that was so good.
R-Truth.
We've talked about the R-Truth. We talked about it when we reviewed Backlash, and we hate the joke portrayal of Ron Killings as R-Truth, the way that WWE has utilized him. But man, he makes the most out of it. He does.
Dude,
if you give him lemons, he turns it into lemonade. And the Ron, like I thought it was hilarious, Ron Cena. And
Dude, after Cena's got in the ring and his music stopped, and then the music hit again, I started dying.
Same.
Like, cracking up. Like, I was
Same.
pissing
What is
myself.
this kid doing?
Yeah.
And then I
like
saw the shirt, and I'm like, oh,
Ron
me and Ty are sitting on the couch pissing ourselves.
I
over
hated
Ron
myself
Cena
for
shirt.
laughing so much at this
It was
because I don't
amazing.
like it.
It was
But I do.
amazing.
I don't like it, but I do. And to me, it's a waste of the Cena heel turn still, his association with even just doing this throwaway match with Killings here. But, I mean, how long did this go, Ollie? It's only like 5
4
minutes.
minutes, 25
Well,
seconds.
yes, I feel that I'm disappointed. I'm not like me humanly disappointed, but I was disappointed that Cena's not going to do a more significant run with bigger stars. But dude, did you hear that pop when Killings came out?
Huge reaction.
Oh, he got fucking 3 times the pop that Cena got.
Huge.
And then they're fucking,
Dude, the whole
he
match.
can't wrestle, all this shit. They're chanting all this shit.
Ron's doing all
He's
those moves that
over.
Cena did to him right before.
And they fucking over that motherfucker.
And he did have the crowd after he hit the attitude adjustment. The crowd
Dude,
was
they were there.
They were-
He should have just put his palm up fucking towards the stars and just raked them all right into him.
And then,
dude, he had him.
And then he had Cena. He did the STF way better than Cena's ever done it, too. I will give him credit. He had a really nice STF, too. So for everything that this match was, I don't like the booking. I hate it. I think it's a waste of Cena. And it's just kind of a whatever match. I had so much fun watching this for what it was for 5 minutes. I'm going to go 2.5 stars for it. Cena went over after a bullshit. There was a belt thing, and then he low-blowed him. Killings looked like such an idiot for hugging him. Like, he looks like a complete goof, but he always does, so whatever. I mean, this is just... I'm going to go 2.5 for it. Ollie, what do you give it?
I'm going 3.5 because Ron was so good in it. I mean, I wasn't expecting a lot out of it. I mean, maybe a little more than 4 minutes, probably, but I mean, they got everything in that they wanted to in 4 minutes, and the crowd loved it. So 3.5 for me.
Hack.
I feel pretty much exactly the way that Ollie does. To me, they gave me a little bit more than I expected. I didn't expect fucking Ron to be over that huge.
Interesting.
I really did, because you guys, I'm trying to tune into what the crowd's doing, but all the like chants and stuff like that, dude, Ron is over.
Oh yeah,
over.
Yeah,
and I was just I was shocked by that. So I'm giving it like, for what I expected, that was like 4.5.
4.5.
Honestly,
okay,
it really was.
But they're not. My issue, I guess, Hack, with it is that like I know what Ron can do. And what you're asking him to do is this goofy stuff, but he could do a lot more than that. And even after delivering, which I think, if like I said, he turned lemons into lemonade with this, right? But at the same time, I know he could do so much more than this, and he's not going to get more after this. I don't think. Do you expect him to get more after this?
No, I think this was the one-off.
Right, I agree, and he's going to go back to being a low-card comedy figure. Do you agree? Like, I kind of think that's what's going to happen.
I don't really think he cares.
I don't either, and he's getting a great paycheck, I'm sure. But like, me as a wrestling fan, I'm like, man, he could do better than this. They could do more with him for this. I don't know. Ty, what do you say?
I thought it was a $5 billion.
$5 billion. Okay.
I liked it, but I didn't think he was going there.
Dude, for what they did up, it was glorious.
It was.
No,
I'm glad you seen it like that.
Literally was the simplicity of it all, the crowd, it was glorious. It was awesome. I couldn't have put it together myself. It was amazing. Dude, that's pro wrestling. Like, that's, in a nutshell, to me, like, doing nothing is doing something. Like, it's the crowd, it's everything. Like, they didn't have to do anything more than that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? For me, like, they didn't have to do anything more than that. So, like, the simplicity of it all is the majestic part of it.
I don't disagree with you, and I enjoyed it too. Right?
No, he said it even better than I did, because I felt the same exact way. I was expecting bullshit, and I loved it.
My only issue is with, like, okay, we have fantasy booked this John Cena heel turn for 20 years, and this is what you've given us so far. And to me,
dude, they got till December.
I know they do,
And it's only a Saturday night's main event.
It's wrestling. Who knows? December. It could be 3 Decembers.
I know,
and a full head of hair for John in another year and so.
I don't know. I just wanted more. I wanted something more serious.
That's funny that we saw it differently than he.
Well, no, I just wanted something. I've wanted something more serious out of this John Cena heel turn.
Okay. You're just not talking about the match. Dude, I hated the idea that they were booking these two together.
Right, and I
told
still
you that a couple weeks ago.
And I still don't think it's
but
the
I was
best.
very happy with what happened yesterday.
It was a super entertaining television 5 minutes. Don't get me wrong. I laughed the entire time. I enjoyed it. But when I think about if you gave us an hour, I feel like the 4 of us, the 5 of us, we can come up with a better idea to utilize John Cena's last couple remaining matches.
There's 177 different ideas.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I think there's better ones out there than what they're giving us.
Well, give me one. Give me your top one then. What else to do with Cena?
I was going to ask the same thing.
Let's put you on the hot seat, or do we need to go back?
No, you don't need to go back to me. I mean, let's do a serious run-it-back feud with CM Punk. I know those two guys delivered big time when they did it before. Run back him and they might go to CM Punk and him eventually, but you want to talk about you're going to destroy wrestling? Have CM Punk come out and say, I love pro wrestling. You're not going to destroy it. You can't destroy pro wrestling.
There's still time for that.
No, there is, and there's still time. But like, there's more serious angles to get to. And Cena,
I think they're slowly building it up.
Well, you just did him and
well,
Reigns.
dude, you only got supposedly
only have a certain amount of time, so how much can you really invest in a long program with like he's got the Randy Orton rivalry, which they went to for a hot minute. He's got the CM Punk thing that he's got, like how do you invest that much time if he truly only has that much time? Is
here we go.
Where I'm going.
I think I just put Money in the Bank. Hack's gonna pull out, not a booker, but
well, they already announced the match for it. They already announced the match for Money in the Bank.
Okay, but the Money in the Bank match, whoever wins the Money in the Bank match could easily take it from Cena. When Cena's working with somebody else, let's say in freaking January.
They could do that. I kind of think
Why wouldn't they?
I feel like whoever beats Cena should put him in the dirt. It shouldn't be some Money in the Bank thing. That's just my thought process. Like
but then he's got to turn back baby. At some point, he's not going to leave heel.
Yeah, I don't think he is either.
Wow.
He's not going to leave wrestling.
I know,
heel.
but you think he's going to be baby by the time it's all said and done?
Yeah.
This angle.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way, Ollie? Are they going to keep him heel for maybe another year?
I don't know because I think WWE is very unpredictable right now. But I mean, yeah, it could.
I don't think he can leave the wrestling industry heel.
I'm with Ty.
I don't know. If you ask me, that's the way to do it. Because, all right, remember.
I just don't think
Listen to the crowd.
He's too popular. I think
he can't wrestle. Yes, he can. Cena sucks. No, he doesn't. Dude, he's a 50-50 right now, depending on competition, level of competition. Yeah. You know what I mean? You put him in there with Randy, he's much more of a heel than he is a babyface.
Yeah.
To me.
I feel like people just like to sing along, too. So you have people in the crowd, like, I think a lot of people
Cena sucks, let's go Cena.
They're the same people chanting both of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
honestly,
pretty much.
I do. So you think they're chanting shit that they don't believe? I don't believe that.
I think the same people that are chanting "Let's go Cena" are also yelling out "Cena sucks" too. I think people just like to sing along at these shows. People like to have fun, and that's part of the fun for them because they know.
I'm sure there's a majority that are doing what you're saying, and I'm sure there's a majority that are on the other side that are like really.
Believe me, I was at shows. I was at like Money in the Bank years ago when he was facing off against Mark Henry, and when Cena sucks, and then Let's Go Cena, I was heavy chanting Cena sucks, rooting for Mark Henry. So like, it's totally.
There's nobody out there chanting both though.
There definitely is. Harry.
Nope.
Yeah, I agree to disagree.
I mean, you would know more than me.
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Yes, probably.
Backstage, Jey Uso bumped into John Cena, and Cena was psyching him out, saying, like, imagine if a YouTuber beat you for the belt, and then that would really destroy wrestling. Imagine if I cost you the match, and it was a good
promo.
I didn't like the one thing that Cena said, that you could be, like, I don't know, it's not the verbiage, but he's like, you could be from the most famous family in professional wrestling. When he started it, he should have said, you are from the most. It's those little things.
The Cena heel, like, it's like he's acting like a heel, and it comes off a little robotic to me. I don't know.
Of course, everybody's saying that.
He is robotic in nature, I think.
I kind of feel like he is. But
even when he was baby, he was kind of like robot.
And what he should start doing is rapping as a heel. That will fucking kill. I just thought of that. But rapping as a heel, that'd be great.
It would work, Hack, but I know Ollie brought this up during the backlash thing.
That's him, though. Right now, you're asking him to be something that he isn't, but if you want him to rap heel shit, I think he can do that way better.
He might get too over.
That's what I'm saying.
I was just going to say, he might get too over that.
Oh, yeah, if he says the right shit, bury it. Whoa, if you're ribbing hard on people.
That was running through my mind. I'm like, it might actually work against him.
You're so right there.
And I know Ollie brought this up when we talked about the Backlash show. It's that, like, part of this Cena heel run is how he's being very minimalist. Like, he's toning everything down a little bit, even though his appearance and stuff hasn't changed. So if you were to go, like, the rapper direction, that would give the fans something to cheer So I know what you're saying,
Right.
Hack. Like, I think it would work, but I think it might work
No,
against
but
them.
I think if he started rapping and shooting on dudes, no, he would
bury
get
the-
over to
yeah.
the top.
Which is
Yeah.
original John Cena rapper character was a heel, and he
Right.
was so good at
Exactly.
it that it turned him into a super
That's why
babyface.
Vince loved him.
Yeah, I mean that was the character that blew him up. Up next on the show was the cage match between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, and man, oh man, this is the Jesse Ventura. Like this match. Jesse was burying the rules of this match, talking about escaping the cage, and you couldn't do this. And
You shouldn't be
You
able
go
to walk
through
out
the
cage.
door, you have to climb out.
But going through the door has been a cage finish for years.
Since forever.
And it's also been like that was a WWF finish because they invented it for Bruno. When Bruno would win his cage
I swear to
matches,
God, I was just going to bring this
All
up.
right, go ahead.
I was so disappointed. Me and my boy Ruben, we were at the Philadelphia Spectrum. It was Bruno Sammartino against superstar Billy Graham, steel cage, and the door's supposed to be locked and all that bullshit. But at the end of the match, freaking, it's not that I hated Bruno. I just liked heels. And fucking Superstar kicked him out of the cage door, and that's how Bruno won. I was hot. Dude, I was fucking hot. Dude, you gotta remember, I'm still believing in this shit. I'm only like 16, 17 going down there with me and Ruben. Dude, I was hot. Ruben wasn't as hot as me. I was pissed.
that's great.
I was like, fuck, dude, well, the cage is supposed to be locked. How can this be?
What a mark!
I know, dude, totally, that's me. And then 2 years later, I'm carrying out a piece of cage to the ring for Andre against Big John Studd in the same building.
Oh God, we got to do some of those old Spectrum shows on the show someday.
Yeah, you get Ruben here.
This match, it
Might
just
never end.
Oh, I know. Dude, him and Johnny Dell, forget it.
this match for like a big blow off. It didn't have the feel, and I don't know if it's because they were short on time. It didn't have a cage match feel to
Cena's
it.
taking any time he wants out there, just so you know.
This is Priest and McIntyre, the cage
those
match.
two.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. It didn't have like a big match feel to it for like being like a feud ender. I didn't really like the work in it really that much. Honestly, the best part of it to me was the Jesse commentary when he was shitting on it. I thought that was hilarious. But the
I'm
finish,
so sick of seeing these two.
Exactly. Thank you, Ty, for saying
Like,
it.
I'm just.
yeah, there was a bunch of stuff where Priest ran the chair into his throat, and then he hit another choke slam, and then he set up a concerto. And then Michael Cole name dropped Edge on WWE TV, which was interesting. And then Priest decided to walk out of the cage for the definitive victory. How long did this one go?
12.
Yeah, kind of, like a little short, but even if they gave it longer, like the best spot in the match was the superplex spot.
I couldn't even watch it. Honestly, I'm so sick of those two.
You didn't like it.
I watched it, but it was just like, yeah.
I know. I'm the same way. I'm going to go 2.5 stars for it. I didn't care for this match, and I think Drew Mac's taking a lot of time off after this, so I don't know. They're going to go.
That's what it seems like after the concerto. That
Like
he's
that's
getting
right.
time off.
That's
yeah.
writing him out. So
Yeah.
2.5 stars for me. Ollie, what do you give it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go like 1.5. I mean, to me, it's just kind of like I'm kind of over it. You know what I mean? Like we've seen these guys have. I mean, not a cage match, but a bunch of matches before. So it's like, how different can it really get in the cage? Like they're not small guys. They're gonna be climbing off the cage, doing stuff off the top of the cage. So it's like,
Great point.
how different can it really be? I mean, the best part about the match to me is the finish. I like the walk out of the
I
cage.
like it too. It's like,
Because,
fuck you.
yeah, you don't see it that often and things like that. So at least, like, for a finish of a blow off, I at least think that they got that part right.
Well, that, like I said,
That's a great point.
that was the old Bruno Sammartino finish. He'd beat the shit out of the guy so much that he'd leave him in the ring and he'd walk out on his own power. Like he's not climbing out. He just kicked your ass so bad he gets to walk out with his head high. So I kind of like that finish too. It doesn't need to be a pinfall or escape over the top, but yeah, Hack.
Here's the thing to me. You can't take two guys that have worked, let's say, how many times do you think they've worked together on TV in the last year?
A bunch. Yeah,
Okay.
a bunch.
10,
Yeah.
You don't take those two. The last thing you want to do is take them and put them in a cage.
Because you limit them.
And you limit the whole fucking match. The dive, like Priest fucking diving over the top and shit like that. You need to have a different kind of match for that. Not a cage match. That's the worst thing you could do to two guys as their last match to me.
You think?
Well,
Hell in a Cell would have been better.
Ow, absolutely. You know what I mean? But you take away so much of each guy's offense when you put them in that cage.
Yeah, I think
You just do.
I don't know if you'd go Hell in a Cell again because of the Punk match. I think going back to McIntyre in a Cell, like that cell,
okay.
that cell was so special that I don't know if you should go back and do another one with him soon. But at least like a Last Man Standing or something, or something else.
Obviously that
Texas Death
I
Match.
was gonna say a bull rope match.
Right, that'd be way more. Yes, a bull rope chain match would have been way more interesting than that cage match, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how they don't get it.
Because they're not going to run around and do anything anyway, so tethering them together doesn't really hurt them. But
Yeah, right.
it still
You can do
captures
so much
It still
more.
captures the brutality that is
Yes.
is possible.
What do you give the match, Heck? He's really pondering here. Christian Ponder.
I mean, I've seen him so many times, but the match was pretty fucking good. So I can't give it less than a 4.
Okay, less.
I just can't.
Yeah. Ty?
We go from a $5 billion to a negative $5 billion.
Wow, negative $5 billion.
Yeah.
That's no way. This is negative $5 billion.
I'm just sick and tired of seeing these two, to be honest.
Yeah.
With you. And I like the finish though. I do like the walkout part about it, and the finish usually carries like a 4.5 billion rating, but it was still that big.
Next up, you saw Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham were ringside. They also had Jimmy Hart and the Bushwhacker earlier, so it's pretty cool.
Bushwhacker was getting in there.
He was.
I like the fucking fake lick in Jimmy's face.
Well, Jimmy Hart sold it great too when he did the fake
Yeah,
lick. So
Dude, so anything. That dude is the best.
it's cool to see them give some
Fucking
shine to
love
some
Jimmy
legends
Hart.
and stuff.
He loves me too.
Yeah, they got Tatanka in there.
Yeah, Tatanka was there too, and what was the women's wrestler that they had?
Lady,
Kai?
yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see that they're doing it. They're doing,
she was fat.
heck, she's look at you. I mean, come on.
Okay, hey, I'm fat too.
I mean, dude, don't body shame her.
We're fat. We're fat.
We know it. We know it.
Yeah,
The whole world
Weird
has to
Al.
answer right now.
Weird Al.
Yeah, a little Weird Al.
We're doing some Weird
Shout
Al.
out Weird Al, friend of the show.
Up next on the show was the
Weird Al was great. What was another one that he did a spoof?
Eat It. Eat It.
Yeah, Eat It was hilarious.
Yeah, he did a bunch of them.
Yeah, he was great. He's the Joe Conklin.
Amish Paradise.
Yeah.
Amish Paradise.
Gangsta's Paradise, Amish Paradise.
Up next on the show was the world title match between Jey Uso and Logan Paul. These guys, the clock was ticking here for this because they did not have much time left on their window with NBC at this point. How long did this match go, Ollie?
9 minutes and 46 seconds.
And I think that they could go over their time if they want.
Well, I don't know if you can. You got the local news coming on and stuff.
Yeah, okay. The local fucking news.
That's a hard out.
What's a...
You got a hard out.
The local news ain't a hard out on a weekend. All right, if Trump just got assassinated, yeah, the hard news. You get to the fucking hard news, but
I know you're saying like
Fair point,
sports and some stuff, and sometimes big news events can like bleed over, but usually they have like a hard line for like wanting to hit their
yeah,
times
but
on
it
network.
doesn't seem like that for wrestling now.
Well,
They used to go over back in the day when they did this show.
when they
That
were
was
on
USA,
USA.
though.
Well, that was USA.
This is
Network.
NBC.
This is
Okay.
NBC Network.
I don't believe there's a hard out. I mean, there's a hard out, but it's not hard out. And maybe they got to pay for every second that
feel
they're
like-
not out.
I kind of feel like they were rushing here for this a little bit than this match.
Wasn't
So
much. I mean,
it wasn't-
I expected more, to be honest.
I
but
expected more too, but I was looking at the clock and I was like, they don't have
I
much
wasn't
time.
even thinking about the clock when I was watching, but it makes sense.
To me,
now
I
that
thought
you
they were
say
going to
that.
do an angle and not give you the match. That's
Yeah,
what, I kind of thought they were.
something,
I
right.
kind of thought they were going to give you a fuck finish, not do the match, and then run it back. But they gave you the match a little bit. There wasn't really a whole lot in this to like break down. There was a really good lion salt, I thought, that he missed, and then Jay hit a Samoan drop for a 2 count. Logan Paul then like ran into the exposed turnbuckle, punched him a bunch, and then Jay super kicked him, and then John Cena came in, took out the ref, and attacked Jay. So I kind of thought that was the finish, like taking out the ref. Okay, the match is kind of thrown out. Then Cody Rhodes comes out. Huge pop.
In his Indy racing jacket.
Yeah, his
That's
jacket.
kind of what it was.
His
an Indy
jacket,
racing
yeah, it kind of was like an Indy. It
was Ricky Bobby jacket.
Yeah, it's Ricky Bobby. Huge pop for Cody, making the save. First time he's been back since WrestleMania, and you can tell the crowd definitely misses him. He's a huge star. Then Jay hit Logan with a splash, and then that was the finish. The ref counted it for the 3 count. I was kind of surprised they did a finish there. And then Cody immediately challenged him to a tag match at Money in the Bank between Jay and Cody, taking on Logan Paul and John Cena. So that's what it built up to. I mean, this was not really much of a match. I don't know. I'm going to go 2.5 stars for it. Like, it wasn't, I can't be like, oh, that match sucked or that match was great. It was kind of just there. The crowd was super with it, though. So, yeah, 2.5 is what I'm giving it. Ollie?
Yeah, I'll give it a 2. I mean, maybe time constraints took away from a lot of the match. I mean, obviously, I think they have a better match there.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we'll probably see a little bit of what we were supposed to see in this match at Money in the Bank. And I would like to think that Jay and Logan will probably be working most of the match. Cena's probably looking up at the sky like, thank God, I don't have to do anything.
Jay's getting the heat. Cody hot tag.
Like, it's
Cena works
nice
5
and
minutes
easy,
and it's a
but,
25-minute match. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
but
kinda what
I think that could also be a really good match. But for this, yeah, just like 2 stars. It was all right.
Hack.
One, I don't believe that they were rushed, because when you start one of those programs, right? If even if it's live, you know where the breaks are coming. Make sense? The little yellow breaks.
Yeah. You know your commercial times that you have broken down.
And you saw that they got shorter and shorter at the end. So, but either way, freaking what match am I talking about?
The main event.
Okay, who was it?
Logan Paul and Jey Uso.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? No rating?
No, the match was good or whatever, but I mean, like,
They might not have been pressed for time because they knew Cody was coming out at the end, so they knew they didn't have to give a match. Really.
yeah, it was like
Cody was going to be the big ending. No one was going to remember the match anyway.
But even the Cody promo to me felt rushed. He just like immediately announced the match for Money in the Bank, and then it went off.
Yeah, it was a
so
little
to me,
quick.
I really feel like they were up against the clock. That's just how it came across to me. No star rating for the match, Hack?
To be determined?
You're gonna
2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right there. It was about a 2. I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on the whole tag match situation, because if Cena...
Same.
The only thing is if you're trying to get Cena more heat, you're not going to get more heat than Logan Paul probably. So I like that aspect of it. I mean, you're definitely going to get heat there.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I didn't like it initially, but after I thought about it, I'm like, oh shit! If you're trying to get Cena like way more heat, put him with Logan, and you can't possibly get more heat than that.
Dude. Logan, Cena would be a babyface, against Logan.
Well,
Yeah,
Cena would be a total babyface.
Yeah, right now. But you put them together, those two those two that
what I'm saying is, like, I'm trying to like tie in. You saying he can't leave as a heel, he's got to leave as a babyface. So Logan's a perfect spot for him as his last match, maybe, to get the babyface shit going back.
maybe If we just said you don't do the Cena heel turn, you keep Cena as a babyface, are there more interesting matchups for Cena as a babyface versus heels out there?
Yes,
I think so too.
100 more.
I think so too.
Put him in there with Solo.
It makes me question.
Seriously.
No,
I don't know
question.
about that.
It makes me question the entire turn and the decision behind it, because, like you said, Hack, Cena and Logan Paul, like, is Cena as a babyface, Paul as a heel? That would have been a great.
That's a great out.
That would have been a great summer program to lead you up to summer. Like, that could. I in my head, the matchups I could give for Cena as a babyface versus the heels they have, better than what he's doing as a heel versus the babyface they have.
Agreed.
I think it's uncharted territories.
Oh, obviously.
Yes.
You know, like
It's Cena.
It's a difficult spot.
Yeah.
Has there ever been another babyface that turned heel the last year of their career? Has to have happened in Japan, but I just can't think of one right now.
You're saying like a traditional babyface, a historical babyface that
I mean, Hogan did the NWO, but that wasn't like his last.
But he finished up as a baby, his last work.
Right.
So. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I can't think of anybody like this. I mean, it is attempting to do something different in wrestling.
Sure.
And it's a challenge for John Cena, right? Like, you've done everything you've done in your career. It is a challenge that he's taking upon himself to do this.
All right, here's the question, boys. Is the company better off now with Cena having the strap, or do you think the company will be better off if they just kept it on Cody?
I think it's better off right now.
Well,
I disagree.
Better how, Hack, because I think Cody's going to get it back.
Whatever your better how is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My better and your better are different things.
Are you saying more entertaining, something intriguing, or better business?
It's all of it involved.
It's all encompassed.
Yeah. I mean, I think a year plus, which Cody had with the belt, is plenty of time to hold the belt, and it's fine for him to chase it a little bit. Like, I think Cody's ultimately their top guy. You could tell he's their bell cow. Like, Cody's their guy, and he's going to get it back. Like, Ollie, how do you feel about it? I don't know. I mean,
everybody doesn't like the John Cena heel turn. I personally love it, and I actually like what he's doing. So, to me, I think it's better off right now.
Okay.
I don't fucking hate his turn or whatever it is. So I can't hate.
I'm not necessarily talking about you guys, but I feel like the majority of the WWE fans don't like it, or at least from what I see on Twitter. So, but me personally, I like it. So.
I don't know. I listened to that crowd. I think that crowd's still 50-50 Cena. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might have lost the kids, but when was the last time he had the kids? Now, a lot of those parents that are bringing their kids to the show were big John Cena fans, and they're smart enough to know that it's a fucking work. So that's why I think he's as over as he is still.
I think this match was the one against Ron was the only one that I really heard the back and forth. Since his turn. Like, they didn't have a back and forth with Randy. You know what I'm saying?
It was in Randy's hometown, too. So he's
Good
super baby in St. Louis, maybe versus if they had it in Milwaukee.
Maybe.
Maybe he's not as over.
Going down the line.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to see. I don't know where they're going, which makes it a little interesting. But I also don't know if they know where they're going, which makes me question the direction of the company.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Well, they certainly need Cody Rhodes, though. There
you go, double entendre.
Yeah. As always, guys, you can send in listener questions to sandmanpod@gmail.com. We do have a couple here in the inbox that are not related to. We'll hit some on our next episode as well. Pat from Leominster, Massachusetts, from Ventura, California, writes in, "What's up, Hack and the Sandman Squad? Love watching Hack do the Extreme Rules trivia. I was laughing my ass off and could see he was having a blast himself. Question for everyone. If you were called up by WWE, AEW, or TNA to be a manager for a current wrestler, who would you pick and why? P.S. Hack, no, you're not allowed to pick Tony Storm. We all know you want to sniff that worn ring gear."
Curse!
Well, that was mine.
Oh, dude, I would have DDT'd Luther my first 3 seconds in. You're done. You know what I mean? But
I think we might, not all of us, but I definitely was going to pick Tony Storm. But Hack, you got any others?
Yeah, probably Moxley.
Moxley is a manager. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Ollie, you got anybody?
Oh, man. Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
Not off the top of my head.
I'll do R-Truth. I'll be his.
Wow, you're gonna rehab him. I like that character rehab.
See, that's a lose-lose because you're never getting over more than him.
Oh,
so
I don't know. Work with Bryan Danielson and Kane. He helped him out.
Yeah, that's true.
Stay away from loses.
I don't know.
Listen, I'm going to be on the Skyrocket for a little while.
I'll be part of Chelsea Green's Secret Service.
There you go. I like
who's that other girl that's in there now? The tall, skinny one, besides the other chick that's on Mogovi.
It's Dewdrop and it's
Dewdrop's the girl that's dropping weight, just like the other girl in AEW is.
I can't think of her name now.
A chick.
I can't think of her name right now. I know who you're talking about.
All right.
Well, anybody else come to mind that you'd want to manage or anything?
Yeah, Willow. That's what I want to
Willow.
match.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Okay.
You and Luther be doing battle while Tony and Willow go at it.
There you go.
That was in the back of my mind when I
All
thought.
right, great.
You're a booker, baby.
I got to do somebody to get swerved because, dude, I would beat this shit out of Nani or whatever.
Nah, your boy, man, he would fuck you up in a dance contest and
really kill
anything.
me. I'd be
Destroy
done.
you. Up next is Benjamin, right? Saying didn't leave in town, Ben. So that's a cane right there.
Next.
Hi, all. Really enjoy the show. Thank you. To go in reverse order, my question revolves around all of the rumors in the sheets of there being a planned and promoted Sandman versus Onita exploding barbed wire match. Yeah, I was one of those stupid kids using my mom's credit card to subscribe to The Observer and buy and trade for third generation ECW TV and Puro. In any case, my question is, what happened with that follow-up? Who's a bigger carny and crook, Onita or Paul?
Okay. So, me and Onita actually, the first time we went to Japan and it was us against Onita's group and the shit was happening. So, I don't know. This is a really long story. All right, so we were at the ECW arena and me and Onita cut a promo about the fucking bomb match. Dude, it was the first promo. I was like, oh, fuck. This guy's like coming at me. He came right up, headbutted me in the face, and is yelling at me. So it took me a second to get into it, you know what I mean? But another 2 weeks later, Paul pays me $1,000 less than he pays Sabu for a pay-per-view, and I ended up quitting.
And so it just never happened.
Yeah.
Because
It was never going to happen anyway.
because of ECW stuff or Onita stuff?
Well, no, I go, all right, here, you want to get a little deeper into the story? So, me and fucking Bischoff go out to lunch, and literally, like, we sat down, ordered.
Mushroom
I
burgers.
ordered whatever he ordered, and he's like, what do you want? And I told him whatever, and he goes, he's like, you said you wanted to leave right away. He goes, I got to get that cleared. I think I asked for $350, $450, $550. So he goes, listen, this is what we'll do. You want to sign the deal today? I'll give you a $10,000 signing bonus, and I'll pay you $245,000 for this year. And I'm like, yeah, good. But then when we get back to the freaking to whatever the fucking office was, he wanted me to sign it, and I was like, you know what, Eric? Let me think about this for a minute. I left, get into the limo, call Todd, and I was like, yo, Todd, they offered me this, but I still want to do that Onita match. He goes, turn that fucking limo around, you idiot. Go sign that fucking contract. The Onita match is never happening. Told the fucking limo driver, turn around. This is all like 15 minutes. Went back, him and JJ Dillon are in the office. I walked in, I said, I want to sign a deal. He's like, okay.
So, oh wow. So I never heard this from you before too. So you really, really wanted to do the Onita match. You never really wanted to leave ECW. If you could have done, if they could have paid you the amount that they would have paid you, you would have just stayed.
No, I was just an idiot. You know what? I was a pussy right then. I should have just signed the deal right away.
Whoa, pussy, huh?
Yeah. I knew you like that.
I like
Yeah,
that
I was
use
a
the word.
straight pussy right then in that instance, and I'm glad I had Todd to smart me up. He's like, turn that fucking limo around and go sign that fucking deal, dude.
Well, that's your best friend in the
Well, I'm
business
sure
right
glad
there.
he told you that.
Yeah. As always, guys, you can reach
Yeah,
us.
it was trips to Six Flags every fucking day for you for fucking a year.
What was
Busch
the word?
Gardens.
Yeah, Busch Gardens every Wednesday.
That's how you don't need to go to school today. Let's go to Busch Gardens. I'm like, yeah, man, you are.
The Florida schools were so bad it didn't fucking matter.
Thank you, Todd. Shout out Todd Gordon.
Dude,
Todd
I
is God.
lived in Busch Gardens and fucking, what was the other one in Orlando?
Universal.
Whatever,
Or
you were there.
Islands of Adventure.
That's the time for telling you to turn around and go sign that deal.
Todd is God.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Florida School System. Thank you, Jeb Bush,
I'm just a
governor of
little,
Florida.
I'm just a little
I
ambitious.
love
That's
your
all, people.
political fucking push right there. Love you, Jeff.
Yeah, while we're at it, Todd is God. Anywhere where bookstores are available.
Absolutely. And follow him on Instagram and Twitter. He's got some social media now, Todd Gordon. Shouts out to Todd Gordon. Next up on the show, we're going to be doing AEW Double or Nothing. But before we go, Hack, the cane of the week or the toast of the week. You got a
Todd?
yeah for saving you $250,000. I don't know. He's
I got nothing.
Oh God! All right,
We'll get back to you.
Peace.